I'm entering the seventh week of this project, and I am exhausted. Partially because it is 5 a.m. and I am at an airport. As you can see, I'm on my way to California to go to VidCon, yay! And then off to San Francisco. So while I'm incredibly excited about that, I'm still exhausted, and I'm exhausted because of Twitter. For every article or tweet or anything documenting another case of misogyny online, I felt compelled to speak out. I felt compelled to add my voice to the conversation to say, this is not right. Because just as everybody else has the right to say whether they support or don't support feminism, or they believe that women should be in the kitchen, or whatever absurd notion, I also have the right to go into this lecture of, no, this isn't right, because this factors into this centuries of violence against women used to oppress women. And I've already done that lecture, so I'm not doing that again today. But I'm exhausted. I'm tired of wading into this cesspool of hate and abuse, trying to tackle this one little section and corner, and just waging a battle in that one little tiny corner. There are feminists on Twitter who do this day after day and engage in intellectual discussions with other people or make arguments, and they all do this in 140 characters. I don't know how to do that. I can't quite grasp the nuance of an issue in 140 characters, and I admire these women and these writers and activists and all these people on Twitter who do. I'm no longer at the airport. I am actually in the Anaheim Convention Center at VidCon. Yay! Got my fancy badge and creator badge for this, so woohoo. And I'm going to finish recording the video from here. I'm exhausted from waiting for this ominous threat of a cyber attack to materialize. I'm tired of trying to define myself in 140 characters, and I'm tired of other people feeling like I can be defined in 140 characters. I'm tired of having a public Twitter account. Twitter is this weird online platform where you can communicate with anyone about anything as anyone. It creates this platform for national and international conversations and a massive public discourse. So conversations that used to be had within private homes, or at least confined by physical walls so you couldn't hear everybody, now happen in this virtual city square where everybody is talking and we can hear everybody. Everyone has a bully pulpit. It becomes a matter of how well you wield your tool and how many people decide to listen to you. As a private figure, I don't want everything that I say online to be amplified because I have this bully pulpit in the form of a public Twitter account. Maybe every once in a while I want the public to hear what I say and to listen to me, which is why I like these videos. I can decide what I'm saying and how I want to distribute it to the public. On Twitter, I have this opportunity to be heard by the public, but what happens if for once I don't want to be heard? What if I want to take a step back from this pulpit and make a joke to my friend? Everybody can still hear me, and I have no control over whether or not they're listening. The line between Alex as a public figure and Alex as a private figure is blurred. A public Twitter account is great for people who want to use it only as a bully pulpit and not for private reasons. But you cannot stand in the city square as a public figure and a private figure. If you are a public figure or you have a bully pulpit on Twitter, the public can always hear you. You are chained to your bully pulpit. It's my privacy. This is terrifying. With great power comes great responsibility. A public Twitter account is immensely powerful, but it requires a great amount of responsibility. You must be prepared for at any moment the public decides to start listening to you and you have no control over what they're listening to. What if I make a mistake? What if I change my mind? What if I say something wrong? Are they going to forgive me for my mistakes if the public is listening at that moment? As a college student, I'm still learning and I will inevitably make mistakes. If I do so on a public Twitter account and the public is listening, will I get a second chance? Will the public consider the context and what I did wrong and why I did and what happened? Will they forgive me? As a student who is still figuring life out, I want what Professor Hartzog and Professor Selinger called the right to obscurity. I want the right to be able to stand in the city square and not be heard. I can't do that with a public Twitter account. So at the conclusion of this project, I am turning my Twitter account back to private until I decide how and when I want to use my personal bully pulpit. Until I make that decision, I want to have the privacy to live my life, the privacy and the obscurity to live my life following the wise words of Miss Frizzle, taking chances, making mistakes, and getting messy.